The way we consume and share news today, it is largely rooted in social media outlets, a reason why it's crucial to look at what's being discussed online. From the hottest issues of trends for our daily social media minute, we're joined by Erica via Zoom. Good morning, Erica.
Not in the studio. In the screen.
Force of habit. And once I commit to a sentence. Anyway, good morning, Erica.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us and happy Friday.
Yes, happy Friday to you too. And everyone, of course.
Everyone, hope your Fridays are off to a great start. Let's get started with our social media minute. As always, we have many buzzwords to cover. Now, investigation into a major traffic accident near Seoul City Hall subway station raising concerns about sudden acceleration and these kinds of accidents. It's not the first. It's probably not the last.
That's right. Yeah, it was a fatal accident, really shocking incident that happened right in the middle of Seoul. The driver involved is claiming that the accident was caused by sudden unintended acceleration. Now, while the actual case is still under review, the incident has heightened awareness and fear among drivers about the phenomenon of sudden acceleration, or 급발진 in Korean.
Right. So experts have provided some key steps to take if drivers ever find themselves in such a situation, because it does happen, car malfunctioning. So what should we know?
Yeah, so if your car happens to accelerate on its own and you can't stop it, there are several things experts tell us we can do. Now, first, you should immediately put the gear into neutral and press down on the brake pedal as hard as you can. So you need to press the brake pedal all the way down to the floor. Now, if you keep pressing firmly and continuously, the brakes might start to work gradually. That's what the experts say. But if you release the pedal at any point, air can enter the system, which makes it harder for the brakes to work.
Okay, so first neutral, and as opposed to continuously going off and on the brakes, you're supposed to press firmly, you said.
Yes. Down on the pedal, all the way to the floor.
All the way to the floor. Harder than you normally would, because apparently it goes much further than we normally brake in a car.
Yeah.
So what if the brake pedal doesn't work, even when you press it down firmly? Then what happens next?
If that happens, you can try using something called the electronic parking brake, or EPB. It's a button that activates the holding mechanism. The brake pads are electrically applied to the rear wheels. Now, mine is located under the clutch, and it reads auto hold. So you should, when you go into your car to drive the next time, you should, try to locate where that button is.
I have no idea where my EPB is.
I think that goes for a lot of people, actually. Now, last year, the Korea Transportation Safety Authority conducted a driving and braking test. Now, the test showed that even at speeds over 100 kilometers per hour, activating the electronic parking brake can stop the vehicle or significantly reduce the speed of the car. Now, the safety authority also suggests turning off the engine as another option. Now, but turning off the engine can be a little bit tricky because it requires the driver to hold down the start button for up to 5 seconds or pressing it repeatedly more than 5 times. And this could potentially increase any safety risk you might have during an emergency situation.
Okay, so the reason why we review these steps clearly is necessary is because these don't feel intuitive for me. I think most of us would be inclined to panic. What if also none of these aforementioned options work, Erica?
Yeah. Then you might need to steer your car into the safest possible obstacle to stop it. I know it sounds really scary, but experts recommend this method. So they say hitting a flat building wall at a 90-degree angle might be the best option to stop the car quickly and relatively safely. This is because a flat wall can absorb the energy better because the entire wall distributes the force. Now, in unavoidable situations, hitting the back of a parked car can also help minimize damage. And this is because the trunk area of a car is empty, so it can absorb some of the impact. However, you should avoid hitting vertical structures like utility poles or strong metal objects because they can cause severe damage and even penetrate the car in the worst
And
case.
not necessarily stop the car, which is
Right.
your aim, right? Obviously, having this information in your head is probably not enough. Most of us are inclined to forget after reading once. Drivers should familiarize themselves with emergency braking procedures in advance and get familiar with your own car.
That's right. Experts say it's also important to make a habit of using that electronic parking brake when parking or stopping your vehicle.
Locate your electronic parking brake first, and then we'll
Yes,
talk. All
that's right.
right. Better safe than sorry. Let's move on to our second buzzword this morning. Popular weight loss and diabetes drugs apparently linked to increased risk of rare form of blindness. So we knew that there could be repercussions, undesirable side effects, but it was sort of the touted drug to go to by many Hollywood stars, for example, Ozempic.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's probably the hottest diet drugs
Yeah.
out on the market right now, endorsed by all kinds of celebrities, including Oprah Winfrey.
Yep.
New studies suggest that people who take Ozempic or Wegovy may have a higher risk of developing a rare form of blindness. The condition is called NAION, NAION, which is short for non-arteritic anterior ischemic optic neuropathy. That's a mouthful.
I was going to say.
The condition is a type of eye stroke that can cause sudden, painless vision loss in one eye. There's no warning, according to experts.
Okay, so you mentioned that it's rare. Is it a rare condition?
Yes, the condition is relatively rare. Roughly 10 out of 100,000 people in the general population may experience it. So doctors at Mass Eye and Ear noticed an unusually high number of patients with NAION last summer. Now, Mass Eye and Ear is a Harvard teaching hospital that is dedicated to eye and ear, nose, throat, and head and neck care research.
Apparently, last summer, doctors noted 3 cases in 1 week, which is a
Yes.
lot more. And each of those patients were taking semaglutide medication. So maybe we need to
Yeah.
elaborate. What are semaglutide medications?
So semaglutide medications include anti-diabetic medications used for the treatment of type 2 diabetes and also an anti-obesity medication used for long-term weight management. Now, medical records over 6 years show that people with diabetes were more than 4 times likely to be diagnosed with NAION if they were taking a prescription semaglutide. Now, those who are overweight or obese were more than 7 times more likely to experience the condition if they were taking the medication.
Okay, so those are staggering numbers, right? So it certainly sounds the alarm. Have researchers established maybe a direct causal relationship between semaglutide medications and vision loss? Because right now it's just correlation, isn't it?
That's right. Actually, no, the study cannot prove that semaglutide medications cause this eye condition. Now, the ways that semaglutide interacts with the eyes are not entirely understood yet. And the exact cause of NAION is not known either. Now, the condition causes damage to the optic nerve, but there is often no warning before vision loss. Now, but semaglutide prescriptions have soared in the United States, which could raise the number of people at risk for a potential side effect to the vision. And NAION is the second leading cause of optic nerve blindness after glaucoma.
Okay, but at this point in time, how concerned should we be considering that some of the
Yeah.
aforementioned drugs are actually pretty widely used and still popular?
So experts for now say that the potential risk of NAION should not deter the use of semaglutide medications to treat diabetes or even obesity. However, for now, consumers should be aware that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved labels for both Ozempic and Wegovy include vision changes among potential side effects. Now, Novo Nordisk, which produces these drugs, is exploring the link between semaglutide use and diabetic retinopathy in a trial, which they expect to complete by the year 2027. Experts say that for now, patients who are taking semaglutide or considering treatment should discuss the risks and benefits with their doctors, especially those who have other known optic nerve problems, including glaucoma and pre-existing visual loss conditions.
So consult your doctors before taking
Yes,
these drugs. All
that's
right.
right.
And with that, move on to our final buzzword this morning. What can AI do? A whole lot, apparently. Historical figures come to life with AI, apparently endorsing Seoul's Arisu water.
Yeah, so just yesterday, the Seoul Metropolitan Government unveiled this new promotional video that features four revered historical figures that advocate for Seoul's tap water. Now, these figures come to life from still portraits through advanced AI technology. Now, Arisu is the name of Seoul's city's tap water, and the video is the first of its kind here in Korea.
I mean, it kind of puts a smile on your face, right? I
Yes.
mean, what they're trying to do is pretty obvious, but I mean, it's using AI. It's kind of cool. So, who is featured in the video and how do they promote Seoul's tap water?
So King Sejong in the video invites people to join him in drinking Arisu. He refers to the water as water is precious as hangul, rich in minerals, and he reassures people that the water pipes are regularly replaced to make sure that everybody can enjoy it safely. There's also Admiral Lee Shin, who's a legendary naval commander, who praises Arisu as the victorious water that saves us all from environmental pollution. Another historical figure that's featured in this video is Chung Ya-kyung, who was a leading scholar of practical learning during the Joseon era. He emphasizes that drinking Arisu is the most economical choice in times of soaring prices. He details actually that drinking 2 liters of Arisu daily cost 1.16 won, which is 600 times cheaper than regular bottled water. And finally, the video features Yi, who was a distinguished scholar who topped the state exams 9 times. He could be considered the genius of study in today's terms. He praises Arisu as brilliant water. And he highlights that the water passed all 171 rigorous water quality tests recommended by the World Health Organization.
I just think it's funny because these are pretty modern concepts. Water pipes, talk on environmental pollution, standards set by the WHO, and these, historical figures long gone in our history books. They're the ones talking about it. It's kind of funny.
That's right. Now, if you're interested in watching the video, of course, it's on the internet. The promotional video can be viewed on YouTube's Arisu TV channel. So go check that out if you're interested. It's pretty funny. It's interesting.
We need a little bit of humor in our lives, and that might be
Yeah.
it. Thank you so much, Erica. Have a great weekend.
You too.
If you're listening to our program using the podcast service, just a reminder that we do go live Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Korea Standard Time. So tune in and help us make the show more informative by giving us your input. See you bright and early on Good Morning Seoul.